Hey, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me here today on my weekly live Facebook conversation with your realtor, your favorite realtor, Jose Miranda. My wife says I should stop looking that way. It's just a habit. It is what it is. Hey, so today we want to talk about, continue our conversation about young couples that are newly married, newly engaged, or just young individuals who should start thinking about buying a home. What is the process? We want to talk about that. What is the process? What should we be doing now to make sure that we have a nice home to live in, to build our family, but also to use it as an investment, also to use it as a building block towards your next home. So really quick, I want to just, last week I talked about 3 couples that we met that we have started the process with that actually sparked this particular topic. So the situation with the 3 couples is couple number 1 has actually been married for a while, and they have 2 kids, and they are actually in an apartment at this particular time, and really didn't understand the process of what they needed to do to get into a home. Through a friend, I was able to schedule a meeting with them. We've got them down on the right path. Believe it or not, their story is now, in 4 months, they will be ready to purchase a home. They've got a job, they've got good credit. They just didn't know the process, so they were just throwing money away and putting it into an apartment. But in 4 months, we're gonna get them into a home. We've got them on a nice, solid plan, already pre-qualified for a certain amount, but we just wanna build their credit just a little bit more so that they get a better monthly mortgage. Couple number 2, actually, they're 7 months away. Only 7 months away because one of the individuals hadn't established credit yet. So that's a big one right there. They hadn't established. They don't have bad credit, right? And a lot of times you either have bad credit or you have not established credit as a young couple, as a young individual. And then couple number 3, well, we still have to get our final meeting with them to be able to get them on the right path. But 2 out of 3 so far, one is on a 4-month program, one is on a 7-month program, and before you know it, they will be in a home. We've created a plan for them. They're ready to go. So let's talk about the things that you can do that you should be doing. I'm gonna make this as simple as possible for you. And it really is simple because you as an individual think that you have to do a lot of work yourself. Pull your credit, figure out the income, figure out what it is you can afford and all that good stuff, right? Let me make life simple for you. This is how simple it is, and this is the same process that we have actually taken the other individuals through, is let's get you hooked up with a loan officer that will take care of all this stuff for you. What they'll do is they'll get your information. It'll be a quick 5-minute conversation. They'll talk to you about income. They'll talk to you about time of employment, and they'll get some details from you, and in 5 to 10 minutes, they'll have all the information that they need. And then at that point, they'll report back to you. Because what they'll do is they'll pull the information. They'll pull your credit. They'll understand where you are in reference to your credit. They'll verify income in the sense that what qualifies you for a home. Believe it or not, there is some income that does not help you towards the purchase of your home. So they want to qualify your income at the same time. And they do a majority of the work for you. And then what they do, depending on your situation, is they tell you how much home you can afford. If you're ready to buy now, what your interest rate would be today if you're ready to buy now. One of the other things that they'll do in this plan is say, hey, you should probably build your credit up a little bit more so that you get a better interest rate. Not interest rate, well, yes, an interest rate and payment, ultimately payment, right? What is the payment? Because that's what everyone asks for. Good credit score ultimately helps with a good interest rate and a good payment. So they'll talk to you about that. If you are in an area where you can establish 15, 20 more, maybe 30 more points that will help you monthly in your payment, they'll get you onto that plan. The other thing that they'll do, again, like I said, they'll verify the income. At the end, they'll say, this is how much home you can afford. In terms, they'll give you, hey, you can look at a $150,000 home, a $250,000 home. They'll give you those ideas. But I want to caution you, and we talked about this a little bit last week, is don't be in a hurry if you've got a loan officer or a realtor that is pushing for you to get into a home today and now. Even if your credit is just going to hit the place where you qualify, be cautious about that. Make sure that the deal works for you. Every situation is a little bit different. There's some situations where you want to get into a home quickly for whatever reason it might be. You can always refinance if you don't get the best interest rate. So those are the things. Get with a loan officer. If you need some information, I've got the people for you. We can get you set up, and in 1 day, 2 days max, you'll have the entire credit plan for you, so that you can understand what it takes for you to get into a home. So if you have to establish credit, they'll put you on a plan as to where you can get a credit card, secure credit card, to be able to boost up your score faster. They've got all these plans for you. They'll also tell you if you qualify for a certain down payment assistance program. You may or may not need that, but sometimes it's a great help. The loan officer is a great resource. After you go through that and you have what your credit score is, what it is you need to work on, income verified, time frame, maybe you're 3 months away, 6 months away, or you're ready today. Once you've done that, what you need to do is get with me, get with a realtor. Start to talk to them about what it is you are looking for. Once you talk to one another, right, husband or wife or your fiance, start to talk about the type of home that you want. And this is where, again, I got to caution you, and I've got to ask you to be smart about the investment that you are ready to make. This will probably be the biggest investment you make in your entire life, at least up to now. Hopefully there will be more in the future. What's important to consider is, what kind of house do I want this to be? For the couple that has 2 kids, they're probably looking at least a 3-bedroom, right? That's the best selling type of property that there is in all of real estate, are 3-bedroom homes. So remember that. So if you ever want to resell the home or rent the property, that is the most common one that you'll find. The other thing is, if it's just 2 of you, a newly married couple, you may want to go with a condo, a townhome, something that's going to be a stepping stone to your next property. Look at the numbers. What is the value now? What is the potential for rental in that property? What is the potential for resale? Could you get out of that in 5-10 years, or whenever it's time to move out, you start to build your family, you're now going to look for, what is the next upgrade for me for my property? So if you choose a smaller property, then at some point you need to be able to use that to build on and buy a larger home for your family. Use the equity in that, or have the cash flow in that condo. If you go straight for a 3-bedroom, a larger home, consider the resale price. Where would it look like in 7 to 10 years? People stay in their homes 7 to 10 years. So remember that. Those are the things. Now, this information is not directed only to newly engaged couples, right? Let me back up here. You just get engaged. You start the process 1 year before, 6 months before. You are ready by the time you get married to be shopping, no stress, because you're ready to go, because you started the process early. That is crucial. Unlike the couples that I started to work with, they already got married and now we started the process. So they've got a lot of things to figure out, but we're going to figure out the house situation for them. Younger, single couples, this information is for you. Who says you have to be married to buy a home? I sell properties, homes, help buyers that are single, that are just looking for an investment type of a home. We do that. For example, what I'm going to tell you right now is, my daughter, who just turned 17 years old, in the next couple of months, one of the things that we're going to do for her, because her plan is this. Not her plan, but her situation is this. She doesn't have established credit. She's young. She doesn't have that credit. So what needs to happen is, we need to establish that credit for her. So by the time she's 18, 19, 20 years old, she's got phenomenal credit, and then we are able to, with a little bit of help, hopefully from dad at that point, be able to get her into a home that she may or may not live in, but she can definitely use that as a property for rental, be able to lease that out and get that income coming in, and then build for her future family. She can always lease it to roommates for college, tons of things that you can do. But we have to establish that credit. How do you do that? We're going to get a secure credit card for $300, simply for $300, with a bank that, here's the key, reports through the 3 credit bureaus, right? So that you can build credit quickly. One of the couples in 4 months doesn't have credit, but in 4 months they will be ready to buy a home. That's how soon we can make this happen. So the plan with her is to do that. And in another couple years, is to be able to buy that home that she desires, whether it's near a college, whether it is closer to home. But the bottom line, it's going to be a great start to her future. And that's one of the best things that we can do for our children, everybody out there. Just get them started on the right foot, prepare them. Real estate is fantastic to invest in. Even as a parent, if you wanted to buy them and they use that as an investment, but you still hold the ownership of that and later transfer it over to them, that's a fantastic way to go. So again, prepare early, get with me, get with a loan officer. I can get you hooked up there. And in as little as a day or so, we can have the plan that's ready for you. I can tell you how much home you can afford. I can tell you how soon you can consider buying. And then we can start to talk about the home itself and what it is you are looking for, the details. What is the type of home that you want for your family? Where are you going to go outside and barbecue and have family over? A place that's going to create a lifestyle for you. Give me a call. If you have any questions, 520-664-7610. We will continue on this topic. We'll talk about different ways to establish the credit, different opportunities for you in the market currently today. And I look forward to speaking to you really, really soon. See you next week.